Hello everyone. I will teach you how to make it today. This is a very nice men's fanny pack. So first of all, we took out our kits. Confirm whether the materials are complete. There are 3 large flower pieces in our material package. This flower piece is attracted by a magnetic. The 2 flower pieces are sucked together. 3 large flower slices. Then there is a shoulder strap. 1 shoulder strap hemming strip is 2. A long hemming strip. And then there's a short hemming strip. 2 hemming strips. Then our toolkit. With this suture and needle. A pair of scissors. Then there are 2 clips to assist in sewing. Let's pour it all out. There are 2 clips for auxiliary sewing. Then confirm the small flower piece again. There are 2 small flower pieces. 2 small flower pieces. Okay, after we have completed this material packages, so now we are going to show you how to sew. So first of all, what about the first step that we suture? It is this small printed label on the lid of our bag. There is also the shoulder strap on the back of us. The position of these 2 small labels. So what if we stitch here? Need to get our big flower. You can take out our largest flower piece. And look for this pinhole. What about on each of our flower pieces? There will be people with pinholes. You can confirm. It's all pinhole positions. What happens when we get this? We continue to pick up our little ones again. These 3 small printing labels. Okay, one of them is printed inside this label. The label of this print is placed on it. What about the remaining 2 small labels? It is placed in our shoulder strap position. Differentiate between high and low. Let's distinguish it for everyone. How to distinguish the front and back of our target? In order for everyone to see it very clearly, I used green. Everyone received unpacking materials. Many friends may have taken black pictures. If you receive black, it's black on the front and back. Let me show you the difference. The front of us is very soft to the touch. What about the back? It's a little hard to the touch. And the back is reflective. Very reflective. What if our heads? It is slightly matte. It feels softer. The reflection is not so strong. It's the front. And then we're going to thread it. Next, let's sew. The position of this small label on this back cover. We took out our big pieces of flowers. Find the corresponding needle. He has a 6 pin in the middle. 3 on one side and 4 on the other. The position of this needle is that we are facing ourselves. Then find out our flower piece with this print. Let him be positive towards himself. Letters must not be. Don't flip it. Let's sew up here. So the first thing we do is we take the wire. Here, it is recommended that you do not take the line too long, because we don't need that much. We take the thread and we sew. What about when sewing? Everyone must pay attention. The position of his pinhole must be correct. Correct the position of his pinhole. It is more convenient for us to sew. Where do we inject the needle? We insert the needle from the back of the lid. Sew it out like this. His final streamline will look better. We insert the needle from the back, pass through the 2 flower slices in turn. What about the back? We'll leave the line, appropriately leave a little line, hold it tight. And then we move on to the second shot. The second needle also passes through the 2 flower pieces in turn. After coming back, the needle is then inserted from the back. For the next shot, we'll do it from the front. So there are 2 stitches in the front. We put it back on like this. We'll put it back on. What about after wearing it? We looked at it like this, it's already sewn. Now, but to make him stronger, let's give him another shot in the back. 1 more stitch back to his front. Okay, let's go through this second pinhole. So basically this side is sewn up. We are disconnecting here. Break the line, don't break it from a special route. We leave a little bit of thread. What about after we disconnect for its beauty? What's more, it's stronger. We can bake it with a lighter. Here it is. Where is the flame of your lighter? Not too big. Don't be careful not to bake the bag. Just fake it lightly. Well, his take up is very beautiful. And it's also stronger, not easy to take off the line. And we're going to do it the same way, so the other side too. Everyone must pay attention. What about the last shot? We all need a shot back. This way it is stronger and not easy to take off the line. What about after the same disconnection? We also take it up. What about after taking up the line? It's very flat on this side. And it's not easy to disconnect. How about the small label in front of this small one has been sewn? What about the 2 marks for sewing this shoulder strap below? In order for everyone to see clearly, what I'm showing you here is our green one. This arm. What about this green bag? White sutures were used. Because of the other colors, it's all black sutures. Only our green is white suture. Can you all pay attention? When we sew this small label, what we need to pay attention to is, don't be like, same here, sew both in turn. Let's sew his side first. It's the same, his needles need to be aligned. We align the pinholes to suture. Sew one side first, and then we sew both of them on. Also in his back needle insertion. Back needle insertion. If it's a novice baby, be sure to see if you align it. Because what about when the pinhole is aligned? It's very easy to sew. Your needle can pass through 2 flower pieces in one go. Do the same disconnect and take up the line. And then we can suture the following one. Sew it up the same way. Okay, let's sew the other side too. It looks like this. And I want you to pay attention. Sew on both sides is like this. Now we are going to put the shoulder straps in here. Then suture. Now let's pull out our shoulder straps. What about the shoulder straps? You can take a look first. Yeah, give it a little twist. The adjustment is more comfortable and flat. Let me show you a little side of it. You can take a look at this wrist one. This is the front. There's a suture on the back. Where there is a suture, it must be the back. Also here. Where there are sutures is the front. There are no sutures on this side, it's a front. Is there a suture? It's the back. Look, the suture is on the back. Is it the back? What's not there is a front. 2 heads. And we all adjusted it. What about after adjustment? Well, it has a double shoulder strap. It's a double shoulder strap on this side. It can be adjusted. One side is a single shoulder strap. We will place the single shoulder strap on the front side. And put it in our little sticker that we just sewn up. Everybody pay attention. It must be our one side here. The other side is bilateral. We must put it. It's unilateral. Another is to adjust the front and back of it. The front of it, we put it like this. It's the front facing out. Okay, so we're going to use the same approach. Sew it up on both sides. When everyone is sewing, be sure to pay attention to this shoulder strap. Don't sew the shoulder straps on. The same needle is inserted into the back. In fact, it's sutured here. It is the small label just sewn up in front. It's the same. Except here is. We are in the middle of this small label. Put in a shoulder strap. All other steps are the same. When we take up the line, the other line should also be stretched tightly. Otherwise, there will be some loose in front of it. Okay, the same disconnection and take up. Okay, what about the other side? We sew it up the same way. Okay, you can take a look. The shoulder straps are sewn up, and this is what it looks like. Is its shoulder strap a front? The front is outside. Okay, let's sew this up. Put it aside. Okay, what are we going to sew up next? It's our bag. The position of the two corners above. Where is this corner? What about us first? Take out this big flower piece with a magnetic buckle. And take out our last two little flakes. These two small flower pieces are placed in this position. First of all, we're going to do the same thing 1 to 1. We're going to sew this side first. What about when we sew this side? We need to find this location first. We will put this small piece in the lower right corner. This pinhole in the lower right corner. Into our big flower. The position of this pinhole in the lower left corner. We're going to do the needle from the back. From here, the needle goes through the two flower pieces in turn. We must remember to leave a thread when wearing it. Okay, let's just sew this side up. Let's position this pinhole correctly. Let's sew this side first. If we novice baby stitch here, if you are afraid that you will sew the wrong one, be sure to give him one needle at a time. The pinholes of the two flower pieces are good. Okay, when we sew to the top stitch, take a look at this, because it is a curved. So we don't care if it's right or not. Let's just fix this pinhole right. And then, stitch by stitch, sew it out like this. It's the right one. Otherwise, if we sew it up, it's not that neat. Okay, we're going to do this. Thread the needle here. We just need to get this pinhole right. Because after it is sewn out, its finished product has an arc. As long as we get the pinholes right, and this one we sewed must be right. So here's one more thing to keep in mind. Our bottom line is not sewn. That is to say, our position here. This position does not require suturing. And then we're going to sew it back together. Sew to this position. Look, I have a pinhole right here, so you have to pay attention. Make sure you are wearing it. Did it really penetrate the pinhole of the two flower pieces? Be sure to pass through both pinholes at once. Here it is. We must tighten this thread here. Align tightly. So when we insert the needle, it will be more convenient. When we can place an injection, take a look at where the needle started in the back. So it's faster when sewing. Also at the last stitch, we also have to give him a round shot back and forth. From here again, the last needle goes out. Okay, here it is, pull the two wires tight. Then we disconnect and take it up. Okay, so our corner is done. It is a curved. You can take a look. We use the same method. Suture him this corner here. So again, we use this little flake here. The pinhole in the lower left corner penetrates to our big flower. Align this pinhole in the lower right corner. Start here. So from here to here. We sew this side in the same way. Okay, we have both small feet sewn up in this position. This is what it looks like. We must pay attention to the bottom side, which is not sewn. Okay, now let's carry out the position of this hemming. The hemming at this location. That is this location of our bag. A hemmed seam in this position. What about below? Let's take out our little hemming strip. We have one of these short hemming strips, and we're going to use it to do this, one of the stitches here. What about when we sew this hemming strip here? Be sure to pay attention. We're going to suture from side to side. This time, it went through three pinholes at a time. We start the needle on the right. Our hemming strip is finally wrapped. That's how it was wrapped. So when we place the needle, you have to needle the back of it. The first stitch goes through this pinhole in our hemming strip, and through the pinhole of our big flower piece, and then through this little pinhole of our hemming strip. Okay, let's leave the line behind. Then the second stitch is also passed through the hemming strip. Big flower pieces wear out. Then go through this pinhole of our hemming strip. Okay, what about the next shot? Through this pinhole in the hemming strip. And then, from this third pinhole behind it, wear this out in the big flower piece. And then it comes out of this hemming strip. Okay, and so on. The stitches below us are sewn like this. If you are unsure, you can't wear three at once. This pinhole, you can thread it needle by needle like me. This way, we prevent wrong wear. What if our pinhole goes through the wrong one? Or hemming strip, because it is made of the machine. So what about this pinhole? Every needle is correct. If we make a mistake, it will lead to the position of this head and it will not fit. So what about each of our stitches? Make sure we sew it up. Make sure there is no lost needle. Okay, let's follow this method, all the way from here to here. Sew to our back position. Okay, when we sew to the back of this, there are still a few stitches to be done. Let's take a look. What about our last stitches? Be sure to align it too. Last stitch. Okay, what about after we finish the last stitch? In the same way, give him a needle back. And from here, we'll reverse the needle from here. through 3 pinholes at once. Then give him the needle back. We're going back to where we started. Okay, let's do the same stitching to the front of this. At this starting position. Also give him a shot back. Give him another shot. It's stronger this way. Okay, what about the same 2 lines? We also tightened the 2 wires to break the wire. Then take up the line. We must pay attention when picking up the line. We don't burn our flower slice. Just a little bit of flame will do. Okay, so what? The production of our previous film is completed. What's next? The G1 we want to carry out. It's the overall hemming stitch. As a whole, we do a hemming stitch. First of all, we need to determine its location here. Well, first of all, we can notice this little piece of flower with magnetic buckle. Yes, it was sewn together with this large flower hemming. So first of all, we take out our little piece of flower. And then there's this big flower with the shoulder straps sewn on. Then we pinpoint its location. Please pay attention. The location must be correct. We put it at the very beginning. This place with this stamp. Then align it. Let me tell you how to align it here. What about our flower piece? It's right in the center. Both have the largest pinhole. So let me zoom in on this. We obviously see there's a big pinhole in the center. Bigger than anywhere else. Similarly, what about our flower piece? There will also be a largest pinhole in the large piece of flower. Let's find out. If we can't see clearly, you can wear all these other pinholes. Which one is the biggest? He must have had the biggest pinhole. Here you can take a look. This pinhole is bigger than the others. Can you see it? This pinhole is larger than any other pinhole. We put it next to the penetration. You can see it clearly. This is the largest pinhole. Do you see it? Everyone must be like me when they are looking for it. What about this pinhole on both sides next to it? Penetrate it. Let's compare it. Be sure not to find the wrong one. So what about us? For this flower piece, it is not misplaced. We put 2 big pinholes. We put them like this. Put the flower pieces back to back like this. The face is the side with the printed mark. This side is the side with the magnetic buckle. We put 2 large pinholes. First big pinhole. The second large pinhole. Align the 2 big pinholes. He is complete like this. What about below? Take out our auxiliary tool clip. What about our assistive tool clips? Give him one. Auxiliary, after we wear this place. Are both sides aligned? After alignment, we will clamp it with a clip. Everyone must follow the tutorial. Here, clamp it, because a lot of people just don't fix it right here. While we were putting the final stitches on this, I often forget this flower. So let's just clip it here. Then, let's find this position below. Below us. We just sewed this one with the finished edge. It was placed on our largest flower piece. This is what it looks like below. Then we do a hemming as a whole. Put it here. It's the same thing, it's got 2 big pinholes. Let's take a look first. The big pinhole in our picture. Where in the middle of this picture also has a large pinhole. It's obvious. You can see it in the center. It's a big pinhole. What about our big flower piece? There is also a large pinhole. Let's find it. Where is this big pinhole? Okay, we obviously see this big pinhole here. here, so we go through it all at once. Take our needle and pass it through 2 large pinholes at a time. Look at the largest pinhole. Go through the 2 largest pinholes in turn. And then align it. Where are we? You can use our needle. First assist in finding a location for it. Then align the edges. Let's take this flower slice at the bottom. Because it's arcs. Degree. So we don't care if the 2 sides fit or not. We only align our bottom side. What about after we align the bottom? We also take our assistive tool. Small clip. Take our little clip and hold it in place. Okay, what about when we ended up with this hemming? We're going to start on one side of this big pinhole. Our clip can be moved a little bit. Move it to the side of this largest pinhole. So what happens is, we reverse direction. It's more convenient that way. What about our longest hemming strip? To hemming it. How? Follow the method of wrapping this small hemming strip just now. It's the same. What about our pinhole? Our needle is still the same. This time, it's going through 4 pinholes at once. We're going to stick the needle in the back here. Go through this hemming strip first. Then pass through 2 large flower pieces in turn. As long as our flower pieces are aligned, it goes through this big piece very easily. Our first shot, it's going through the biggest pinhole. And then go through this pinhole of this hemming strip. Okay, the second stitch also goes through the hemming strip. Pass through 2 large flower pieces in turn. Then go through our hemming strip. As for the first 2 stitches, it definitely doesn't have this fixing point. So it's a little inconvenient. Everyone must wear this right. Okay, what about our next shot? Go through our hemming strip first. Then pass through 2 large flower pieces in turn. Then go through the hemming strip. Okay, we'll sew like this. Use the method just now. Sew it up to this position round our corner. Okay, let's sew it to this corner position. Let me tell you about it. Where are we at the corner? I just left this one without sewing. This time, when we sewed, it was 2 hemming strips. There is also a big flower piece. He wears it together with having this little foot. What about us? The last stitch in front of the little foot has been pierced. So what about when we put this needle on? 5 pinholes at a time. Okay, let's put on this hemming strip first. Then wear this big flower. What about after the big flower pieces? What we're going to wear next? So take a look. The next thing we're going to wear is here. Just stitched. This place for this little foot. Pass through 2 at once. Be sure to look good when you wear it here. Don't wear it wrong. Wear it 2 at a time. Then don't forget to put another needle in. Or hemming strip. Okay, coil it. Tighten this thread. And then we put on 4 more. Down counts 4. The first stitch passes through the hemming strip. Then this little flower. Then there is our big flower. We must watch this big flower. Let's not wear it wrong. Then go through our hemming strips. What about when sewing here? Be sure to be careful not to get each shot right or wrong. Because right or wrong, lead to the back, he will definitely not be able to close our hemming strip. If we sew just right, our hemming strip is also just right. No more, no less. So we have to get every stitch right. A lot of this novice baby is prone to sewing mistakes here. So here we are. It's better to sew needle by needle. This avoids mistakes. At that time, this hemming strip will not be enough for him or it's longer and shorter. So, it's best if we do it stitch by stitch. Be sure to confirm, did you pass through to flower slices? After passing through to flower slices, then wear this hemming strip. The line has to be tightened all the time. It must be tightened. Otherwise, after this bag is sewn out, it's baggy. Okay, here we come back to the same question. Going through 5 pinholes at once. Let's put on the hemming first, then wear this. The hole passed through before. Then this big flower. Finally, wear the position of this hemming strip. Okay, we're coming round this corner. Now we will continue to follow the method just now. Keep packing him. What about hemming? We pay attention here. It is because it also has radiance. So it is uneven. It's okay, we'll align it ourselves. We align these 2 flower pieces ourselves. Align this pinhole of it. And then we move on to hemming. Everyone must remember, each pinhole is put on accordingly. So we can't go wrong. In fact, if our pinhole is good. Alright, neat words. It is very easy to sew. We can just do it needle by needle. If we feel he's not good, when wearing it, make sure you are wearing the right pinhole. If the pinhole goes through correctly, he is very good at threading. So we're at this point. The same goes for this location. It's every pinhole for a pinhole. Let's put this needle in front of this needle first. Let's just sew this up. Okay, so we come to this needle. This needle corresponds to our hemming strip. And this hemming strip. You have to go through this hemming strip at one time, and 2 flower slices, and the outermost hemming strip. Okay, our needle is inserted from the back. Be sure to confirm. Wear our hemming strip first. Then go through the needle of this big flower piece. What about after the big flower needle is passed through? We'll wear this again, these 2 hemming strips. The location of a pinhole. You must find the right location here, right? Then we go through the front pinhole. Okay, let's pack here again. We have the same thing here. This layer is a single layer. Let's wrap these stitches around it first. Okay, we sew the head to this front and this flower piece here. We have to stroke it. Stroke this for him from the clip side. It's all aligned. Then we know. Which shot did he get? What about the flower in front? That's obviously the shot. This shot, the 2 of them are right together. So we have 2 more stitches. There are 2 more stitches to sew to this one. It has to be aligned here. Okay, we start this stitch through 2 flower pieces. Through 2 flower slices. Be sure to see if you are wearing 2 flower pieces. Okay, let's move on. How about this? Just give him the position of the bag cover above. Wrap him up. We just kept following this place to give him. Pack it for him. Where is this corner? It's not as complicated as below. We can just keep walking down in bags like this. Go this way. Same method here and there. Keep giving it to him. Okay, let's close it. What about when you get to this position of the clip? We can just take it off. because the front pinholes are all right, so the pinhole behind it will also be very neat. So we don't need the help of clips. Just take off the clip. And then, the line is not too long here. What if it's not enough? There's a wiring involved. What about below? I will teach you how to connect this line. We also returned the needle. Where are we wiring? Be sure to connect the wire inside. In this way, it will not affect the outside, the aesthetics of the edges. Okay, let's make this thread shorter. We have it here. Because it is a big whole side of the bag, so let's take the line, we can take a little longer. This avoids frequent wiring. Okay, first of all, what about when we wire it up? We have to pay attention to where we pick up from. We go through the previous pinhole left on the thread. Drop the pin and start wiring from here. Okay, we'll hold on. Then it goes through here again. Then tighten the previous thread. So we can continue to sew down. What about where we connect to this wiring head? We are in no hurry to deal with him. We'll pick it up at the end. Then after this wiring is completed, we continue to sew. Don't care about these two threads. When we finally finished stitching, let's deal with these two threads again. Okay, and when we got here, there is a point to be aware of. That's when we sew it over here. Because it's fixed, so this distance can be determined. But we are different here. What about our side and our side? This he is the reason for this arc. So his flower piece is not very complete, right? He has radiance and can't match completely, so we need to determine one here. There is this single piece in the middle. The distance between the needle and the eye, so as not to sew high or low. How is this distance on our side determined? So let's look at this first. Let's take a look at this. There are a few pinholes in the middle. We also take a few stitches here, so you can't go wrong. Okay, let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 pinholes separated. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 90. Okay. We're also apart here. Let's count. Nine. 10. Okay, that's our next shot. What about when I place the needle? I want to bring him this flower piece before this one. Okay, let's see, the distance is the same. Let's sew this. First, the back. First, we go through the hemming strips. Then go through this big flower. Then pass through the flower piece wrapped before. Be sure to pay attention when wearing it here. No leaking needle. Every pinhole has to go through. And then finally go through our outermost hemming strip. Then we tighten him up. Be careful here, be sure to tighten it. If it's not tightened, it won't look good. Very baggy good. Where are we below? Keep following the position of this pinhole for him. Keep stitching him up. We follow this method. Keep stitching him up to the position of this big pinhole between us. We've been sewing here since then. What about when we sew up this little corner? It's the same suture method as the opposite corner. Be sure to confirm one pinhole and one pinhole. The rest of us just follow the pinhole. Just sew one pinhole to one pinhole. We sew all the way down to this little clip. Okay, we finally sew it to this interface. Should we all pay attention as long as you follow the pinhole with every needle? This is sewn, so is it just right? This hemming strip. And we're going to finish these last few stitches. Okay, we sewed to the end here. This hemming strip is just right. The two of them just happened to be docked here. It's not long, it's not short, because if I sew every stitch right, he is just right. And when we get here, we round it up again. Take the thread in the circle, so give him a clip and go back. Go back a whole circle like this and give him back. Okay, let's continue to call him back. Give him a shot in the same way and go back one shot at a time. It comes all the way back to us. Again, every stitch. Because after we sewed it the first time, when he walks again with this clip, this line is very easy to go. To be sure, we just have to make sure we get every stitch right. Just give him every pinhole right. We keep sewing it back, so to this joint position. Okay, let's go back. When I came back here, let's pay attention to it. These last few stitches. When we sew this up, make sure to penetrate every stitch. Okay. Don't forget to drop the pinhole. Let's start with this. At the beginning of this thread, pull it tight here. Pull it tight and we put a stitch back here. We returned the needle before, they all swallowed a needle back into this place. Here we are, just go one more stitch. Give it a needle at the position of this joint. After a shot, then return another stitch in the back. Because it doesn't have us on the back, one more stitch on the back. After returning an injection, let's do it again. Okay, we can disconnect here. When we are disconnected, take our previous places with joints. These lines together, all are disconnected and take up the line. We disconnect all these wiring positions together. When we sew the curve, we on the right amount, go to the curve. Not too long, not too short. Too long worse. Well, what about when you pull the wire? He is inconvenient. If it is too short, we are prone to overwiring. Okay, now let's go and collect the line. Everyone remember to take up the line. And then there's our place. Let's check again one last time. Is there a place where the confiscation line is received? If not, our bag has been made. Okay, that's it for today's tutorial.